Drawing is a skill. It's not a gift. If you wish to draw something you can see, you simply have to ask yourself 3 questions. Where do I place the mark? What shape is the mark I want to make? And how hard should I press on? Now the last 2 questions are called tonal and textural value, and we're going to cover that later on. First, we're going to tackle the question, where do I place the mark? Now we live in a 3-dimensional world, and you're going to draw on a 2-dimensional surface. So the key is to be able to see the 3-dimensional world in such a way that you can create an illusion of depth on this flat surface. And basically that's what I'm going to teach you, how to see. Here, portrait of an old man. I got this one from Candid Photograph. This chap was actually a group of pigeon fanciers in Ripon many years ago. I did this drawing. But look at this. All the beautiful sort of whiskery marks and textures in his face. This was really fascinating to do. Stubble around the chin here. All done with tiny little dots and squiggles. Almost every pore of his flesh recorded with tiny dots. And an important point here, very often in portraiture I see this shadow here is only going to work if you fade it off to get it to look like a fold in the flesh. If you do it as a hard edge line, it looks like a mark on the face as opposed to a fold and shadow in the flesh. So it must fade off convincingly at the edges. And so I think I've come to the end of what I can pass on about drawing. I've done my best to present it to you in as simple and straightforward a method as possible. I've tried to make it logical. I've tried to make it build step upon step. But in the end, you have to teach yourself. You have to practice it. You have to work at it. So do the exercises. Go back to each part bit by bit. Build it up. Make your exercises practical. Do a plan as an exercise, or do a very small amount of detail as an exercise. I use what I call a page a day book on occasions, a small A5 bound book, and if you can do something every single day, 15, 20, 30 minutes to the absolute most, but if you can do that, this is you exercising. It's keeping your hand-to-eye coordination going, and that is going to give you success. So there's no substitute. Practice, practice, practice.